everyone. My name is Alex, and I am the career consultant here at Bo for GBS. And in today's workshop, I'm going to walk you through the best way to network really in your chosen career. So I would start with an inspirational sentence, which says, your network is your greatest asset. Invest in it wisely, nurture it consistently, and watch it flourish. Really, this sentence means that networking is not something that we have to do just for work, but really networking will be something that potentially you have to do throughout all your working career. And also it has to do with connection. In fact, the next slide talks about networking not just as a way to gain something, but really is a way to build relationship, and is not in fact about contacts, just about contacts, but really build that connection that will inspire beneficial relationship within the work environment, but also this relationship hopefully will also inspire future career or to improve and grow in our chosen career. So first of all, I think the closest group of people that you can start to network with is your family. Think about, you will have a large amount of people in your family that will be doing all sorts of work, that will be knowing all sorts of people. So I think as a first contact, as simple as possible, will be always your community and your family eventually. Then if you are at GBS, really before going even to the work environment, you are at GBS, you are at university. So it could be your peers, your colleagues at university, classmates, academics, lecturer. Lecturers, obviously, they worked in the environment. Some of them might still working in the environment that they are teaching. So obviously, they probably know quite a few people in their field. So I would say, without going very far, that could be the first people you would think of. And then obviously go online. There are all sorts of ways nowadays to connect online. There is LinkedIn, join relevant groups and communities, maybe on Facebook. As we know, Facebook has a lot of groups. And to be fair, some of them are working still. They're still giving many contacts and many opportunity to exchange opinions, to exchange information between people. And then obviously explore company pages or HR contacts. So go on the companies that you like, explore the contact page, what they do, how to reach them out. And then if you decide to reach them out, we usually call it speculative emails, where that means that there is not an official job position available, but you are proposing your skills and your service to that company. So it's a volunteer way to offer your service to that company. And that's what we call the speculative application or emails. And then obviously another one that is very effective is get out there, connect with people, go to career fairs, go to workshops, markets. And another website that is really, really useful is Eventbrite. So Eventbrite works as a pool of events where you will be a participant or an organizer, work both ways. And basically what you're going to do is just to type in what you're interested in, for example, if you're interested in business management or health and social care. So just write the keyword on Eventbrite, and there will be a number of events, paid or free, where you can just join in, reach out to people, and so on. I've done over and over these kind of events. They're really useful. A couple of times I had the opportunity to actually have job opportunity through that. So never underestimate the power of connecting face-to-face with the stranger that actually share the same values. So what connects you? So obviously, every time we send a speculative application or we find a common ground with a colleague or a company and so on, there will be always common ground where we share the same values and the same interests. In fact, if you propose your service to a company, or I don't know, you want to work for a particular charity, or you want to work for a particular company that shares the same hobby, and so on. So I think when you network, you really need to understand why you're doing what you do. Why are you going to that event? What do you have in common? What are the keywords that you are really sharing with that event or with that company? So I think what connects you has to be the key for your success in your attempt to find a job or a working experience or a volunteering experience. So it could be a specific passion or hobby, a cause you care about, experience in a sector. So for example, you already have experience, for example, in retail, but that experience and skill in retail can be easily transferable in another industry like hospitals, hospitality, or healthcare, and so on. Then working in the organization in another role, something that I just mentioned, being a customer, for example, I don't know, you like to eat a certain kind of food, and maybe one day you hope that you will work for that chain of restaurant, because you love their food. So it has always to be something that you connect with, and that will give you much more chances to actually get that job or to get a foot into the door. Also, if you care about, I don't know, gardening, and you love gardening, and one day you want to be a gardener, maybe in your local community there must be some community gardens where you can volunteer and so on. So really think, what do you really share with the person or the company you're applying for? And that will be a really, really common ground to start with. So I'm going to just go through a real life scenario where basically I'm going to just be talking about a practical situation. For example, let's think that you've been working in hospitality for 3 years while studying. So many of you works, I suppose. But a new healthcare provider opens in your local area, and you always want to change industry from hospitality to healthcare assistant. And the friend mentioned that they met someone that works there, they had a chat, and they mentioned that they're looking for staff. So your friend comes to you and say, oh, I just spoke with someone in that healthcare company, and they just mentioned that they're looking for a staff. What would you do? What would you say to your friend? What would you do in that situation? And let's say that your friend, he knows the name of the company, but he doesn't know anything about who works there or what kind of lifestyle there is in the company. He doesn't know anything about it. What would you do?
I would just Google it and check on the company and research on it. What do they offer? What they do?
Absolutely. And that comes to the next point. So, do they have a website? Do they have social
Of
media?
course,
What is their UCP, unique selling point, that interests you? What is them being really appealing to you?
yeah.
So you just answer to that. I will Google it. What is this company? Why am I
Uh,
interested in them? What do they do? You
what do they
know,
offer? Yeah.
exactly. And
Mhm.
then what is
And
your approach? I mean, once you have the social media or the website, what would you do?
I would just find if I can just contact them, their phone number, email, which
Reach
month.
out with
I
maybe a
can,
speculative email and just presenting yourself, who you are, why you're interested, and so on, with a
yeah,
CV, cover letter.
of course.
And this is our third point, is exactly what you said. So yes, you will offer support. If you maybe need some working experience, you would say, I've noticed, I'd like to support you in some duties as I need working experience, or I have enough qualification and I'm quite confident that I can be an asset for your team. Ask key questions, since when they open in the area, some questions that really relate to what you're interested in that company. Make it always about them, never make it about yourself. It's good that you really want to show them your skills and your enthusiasm, but really before you get there, just really ask the question. Companies want to feel that they are understood, that their values and the way they work are understood from the people, and they're very interested in really, they're very passionate in explaining why they do what they do. So always ask a question about them, and then you go and talk about yourself. Going ahead. So what I'm going to do is to go through a little bit the next slides. I want to go through, what is LinkedIn, why is important, and what kind of needs do we have to have it. So why using LinkedIn? LinkedIn nowadays is really used from so many people and really is like having your CV and cover letter online, always available for all sorts of companies and freelancers or self-employed people. So there are all sorts of people. And really, even if you have a business, it's good to have it on social media like Instagram or Facebook. But I think if you have a business, your clients are on LinkedIn, first of all. And then obviously on Instagram, you have, I think, half and half. You can have, yes, your clients or companies, but you have as well more like followers, people that likes what you do or are interested in your product, but they're less likely to buy it or follow it, or to hire you basically. So as well, LinkedIn offers a pot of jobs, available jobs and placement and internships that really helps you to filter all your research to really very specific keywords and exactly what you need. So it has so many opportunities and they are so well written, filtered, and you have as well the opportunity to actually see who is working for that company. So example, I want to become, I don't know, a chef, okay? And I want to work for a sushi chain, okay? What I'm going to do is to check on LinkedIn, to check for the company, and then really to see what kind of people are working in that company and start to connect with that people, because that could be your first step ahead to really understand if the people that are working there are having a good time working there, if it's a really cool place to work and so on. So it's a really good way to actually connect and build a relationship beyond the online use of social media. So as I said, it's a really good social media because it really helps to stay engaged, because people can then really post and keep the updates for certain jobs and certain company all like flowing all the time, and as well, on your career field. So what is it cool about? It's very cool because it's a social media for professional virtually. So it's a social media for people that really work there. They work and have companies and so on. It's used all over the world from many, many people. And as I mentioned before, it really functions as your digital CV and eventually brand. So it's quite handy to have it. I'm going to go a little bit through highlights about LinkedIn and so on, but I'm happy then to help you and support you if you ever want to open one. So your profile is always a work in progress. So it's like having a portfolio. Usually portfolio are always seen and heard as an artist or creative thing. But really by portfolio, I mean always update your new jobs, update the people you've been working with, update your skills, or really post everything related to jobs opportunities, and it really gets you connect with other people that might have the same good experience with the company or the same kind of chosen path. So there are simple things you can do, name, content details, education, work history, and choose what section you can make it public. You don't have to obviously to show to everyone all your personal data. You can always just show to the company and so on the things that are really relevant to you and to your professional career, and really use keywords to find jobs, to find employers, to find groups that might be or might not be relevant to your job or to your chosen career. So, for example, there are keywords like business and management, and keywords like roles could be project management, customer service, administrative support, healthcare, IT and tech, education, and really look at other people, what they do, how they add their profile and how they develop their profile. So really copy what other people do, but adapting on your experience and your own skills. So I just want to go really quick to LinkedIn so that we can just run through it really quickly so you have a better idea in what is LinkedIn, okay? So this is, as you can see, is like a feed. It's like having Facebook, and hopefully some of you use Facebook. It's literally works on the same concept. So, but rather than talk about your life and your family and so on, you talk about a new achievement, job post, and so on. And as you can see in here, I have quite a few companies that are come up to my feed that are hiring, or they're looking for jobs, or maybe you see here I have a lot of digital marketing in US as available jobs. Now those are not fake jobs, they are real jobs, and obviously you always need to double check what kind of jobs they are, and always trying to get in touch maybe to the person here that are publicizing this job, for example, and check if this person could be a genuine person that is genuinely advertising the job. Then here, as you can see, Creative UK, which is a quite big company in the creative field, it's saying we are hiring in the creative industry and so on. The creative industry mainly is my industry, where I've been career advising for quite a long time. So you will see a lot of job opportunities in the career field, because that's my filter, that's my algorithm, that's what they read, because I've been working in the particular industry for a very long time. So obviously, you will see a lot of feed here in the creative industry. Here, as you can see, as an example, there is a comment of positive and negative experience as a marketing manager. People here, as you can see, you have GBS and so on. You can really have a feeling of what's going on in the world related to job environment. Just going back to our slides. So in here, we had a quick look about the feed. I'm going to go back in a second in your profile and the skills and so on. But I just want to go here in first impressions. First impression on LinkedIn are very important. I can't stress these as much, because, having a viable picture, and the header is very important. So this is what is called a avatar, and this is what is called an header. So there are a lot of people that are on LinkedIn without a profile photo, which is really bad, because then people don't think that you are actually a reliable person. So always try to put a professional picture. Now, in this case, as I said before, my expertise is in the creative industry. So this person is a musician. So obviously, he will have the picture of his face with the guitar and the microphone. So it's very relatable. People will trust more a musician to be a musician if obviously he has a guitar, playing a guitar, and the picture of his face. Use a recent photo, wear professional clothes that really reflect your profession. Don't do any selfie. And just an heads up, LinkedIn header image are these kind of measures when you will need it. But again, I can always support you with that on one-to-one, and you can just reach out, and I'll definitely support you if you decide to open a LinkedIn profile. Now, moving forward, I want to go back on my profile, my personal profile, and then I'll go back here. Okay. So obviously, coming from the creative industry, I have here my profile photo. And as you can see, this is one of my work for a brand, a gin liquor. And as you can see, the fact that I have, obviously as a creative, we need to catch specifically my industry, but yours will be quite different. And I'm going to as well show another kind of profile so that you have a backup. But here, how I attract people attention. I have a green jacket, and so I made my header green. I chose this header green as a reflection of my jacket, so that I give a certain message to the people that actually are visiting my LinkedIn. I give the impression of consistency, being professional, and being reliable, relatable, and reliable. If I go, for example, on another profile, this is one of my past colleague, Claire Shepland. She's a sport person, and she works as a career advisor in a sport institute. So she will have a very professional picture of herself, and then as header, a sport related picture that really translate her job. So in here, she would have, what she does, employability, especially within higher education. So the title has to really reflect and relate what you do and how you do it. And then obviously where you're coming from, this is all your connection and a little bit about yourself. I would say 3 paragraphs is more than enough. Don't write a lot because don't forget that people don't have really much time to look and read everything. So they just need keywords and just keywords that they are interested in, basically. There are as well some activities, some posts that she either wrote or shared. Going ahead here, there are all the working experience, exactly as you would put in your CV. So she's a global careers coach, a netball head coach. So everything is connected as she's a netball head coach. So obviously she works as a career advisor in an institute of sport. So everything kind of is consistent and make really sense. And here just all experience and so on. Then you have education. So it works literally as your digital CV. And then license and certification, any kind of volunteering that you have done, the skills, and maybe some recommendation that are really relevant and important. Organizations, courses, and interest. So these, they don't need to be filled up necessarily, but it's good. The more you have, the better will look for potential employers. Now, for example, I'm gonna look for a company I am interested in. So let's say that I am a bookworm, so I read a lot, or maybe let's do it maybe NHS. So for some of you that might work for the NHS, I would go obviously companies, and here I have the NHS England. So this is the company. As you can see here about what NHS is, some page posts about NHS, okay? But overall, what I really want to show you is obviously about who they are, but really is jobs and people. So in these pages of this kind of companies, there will be always available jobs. So as you can see now, I just wrote NHS, went to their page, went to their jobs available, and now I have so many jobs that are available to me. Okay, so just here, just typing, I'll do it again. Just typing here NHS England, and then I'll just open the page, and then I go on jobs, and here I have all the jobs. I'll just see show all jobs, and here, for example, professional support and well-being case manager. As you can see in here, there is the post, the job post, and then if I want to apply, then it goes directly on the page on the NHS website where I can directly apply. Okay, so it's very handy, and I think it's very selective because when you go on Google, you have all sorts of companies and so on. Rather, this is a very strategical research. You choose the company you like and you feel that you would like to work for. You go on LinkedIn, you type in the company you would like to work for, and then here there is all the jobs opportunity within that company already there available for you. So I think it's a very strategic way to look for a job rather than go general on Google and just type, I don't know, carer or chef jobs available in London. Just choose the company. I believe, at least, I mean, that is one of the way I do. I particularly like to search for a company, know as much as I can about that company, and then see if on LinkedIn they have any job posts available, and then obviously apply on their website eventually. Another thing I wanted to show you about LinkedIn, which I think it's very important, is people. So as you can see in here, okay, you have all sorts of people that have a profile on LinkedIn. So let's say Aisha is a nurse at NHS, okay? I would go on her profile, I would see who she is, what she does, and then eventually, if I think I want to work for NHS, I want to be a nurse on the NHS, maybe it would be a good idea to basically connect with her, yeah, And when I connect with her, I would just add a quick note saying, "Hi Aisha, my name is Alex. I am studying at GBS to become a carer or a nurse, whichever. I notice you work in NHS. Well, you have just 200 words really, so you got to be very pointing, very short in what you want to say to her. Just introducing yourself and ask maybe questions about working in the NHS. Before I would do that, I always would rather maybe reply to some of the posts, comment on some of the posts they do, or liking some of the posts, and then make contact. So this is a really good way to actually build your network, your online network. But I really believe that it's most important to see people face to face. So events, NHS must have some events for people to know more about their job opportunity and so on. So just coming back in here, so the summary could be something like, I'm a business management student with several years of experience, something that is related to you and is as well competitive in the market in terms of how do you present yourself in your line market. How to grow your network, I just shared with you how to connect with people, how to find people, how to find companies. So we've been through this already. Practical way to engage, share your own achievements, so do posts, search and follow companies and people, as I said before, and just really connect with people. So what I would say is, don't think of LinkedIn as just sending connection, but really as a way to share ideas, share growth, and also share skills with other people. So really, it's not just an online platform, but is a way for people to connect on a deeper professional level. So takeaway and next steps, start small. Talk to the people in your university, local communities, talk to your colleagues, just start small. Don't go really big. Grow online, open on LinkedIn profile. So after you start to connect with the people that are in your community, open a LinkedIn account. And, really the first thing that you can do today is definitely just talk to your classmate, definitely, but open a LinkedIn account, just if you don't have it already, or if you have it, just review it and update your about section, because maybe you forgot to say that you're now studying at GBS and you're open for working experience and opportunity. And maybe send 3 personalized connection requests, as exactly as I showed you before. Connect with people, comment on their posts, like their posts if you actually and genuinely like their posts, not just because you have to do it. You really need to be genuine in your connection. And I think I'm pretty much done with the way we network. And I think that networking is a skill. And the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. And obviously, every connection is a step closer to your career goals. So, I think good luck networking your way to success.
I'd just like to say thanks so much to Alex for hosting this event.
Thank you.
It's been amazing, and I hope everyone's gained some good stuff out of it.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Good luck with everything. And please do keep in touch. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
See ya.